All right, good evening, everyone. It is the 18th regular Common Council meeting, and I'll call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please state the quote of the evening?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. May your holidays sparkle with moments of love, laughter, and goodwill, and may the year ahead be full of contentment and joy.
All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderperson Ackley.
Here.
Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Feldy.
Here.
Alderperson Felicki-Pineski.
Excused.
Alderperson Heidemann.
Here.
Alderperson Mitchell.
Excused.
Alderperson Perella.
Here.
Alderperson Ramey.
Here.
Alderperson Rust.
Present.
Alderperson Salazar.
Here.
There are 8 present.
All right, if you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Alder Feldy, is there a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the minutes from the 17th regular council meeting held on December 5th, 2022.
Second. There's been a motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Minutes are approved. Next is confirmation for mayoral appointment. City Attorney?
So the mayor submits the following appointments for your confirmation to be considered for the appointment to the Business Improvement District Board of Directors for the 2023-2024 term. Paul Rudnick of Rudnick Jewelers, Eileen Simmons of Salon Sassé, Stephanie Rankin from Mini Mocha Cafe, Greg Van Demark from Local Press, Tim Bartz from Parker Johns, and Derek Mink from Shoreline Metro.
All right. Alder Feldy, is there a motion to confirm?
I move to confirm.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none. This is a roll call vote. Please refer to your muni codes.
I vote yea.
Thank you. 8 ayes.
All right, those are confirmed. Anyone for public forum?
No one this evening.
All right. Next, we have our friends from the Sheboygan County Economic Development Corporation here to do a presentation. So we have Don and Brian, and they'll introduce themselves and take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been a long time since I've been in this chamber. Well, it wasn't this chamber at that time, it was the old building. So it's good to see everybody. Thank you for taking a few minutes. Must not be much going on in the city, no public forum, so you guys got spared those 5 minutes, right? My name is Don Hammond. I am the chair of the Sheboygan County Economic Development Corporation. Behind me is Brian Dowdna, he's our executive director. Tonight we just wanted to share over the next 2.5 hours everything we've been doing at the SCEDC. Oh, sorry. No. Well, we just wanted to take a few minutes, first off, to thank the city for its ongoing investment in the SCEDC. I was in those chairs when we originally started to fund the SCEDC, and it's been a great public-private partnership ever since between the city, a lot of local private investors, and then also the county is involved as well. So I don't know if we have the slides at all, or are they? Oh, there they are. Ah, perfect. So wanted to run through real quickly. Do we have a clicker? Or do we just click? No, next. Thank you. So our mission is really to lead economic development efforts to improve the economic well-being and long-term prosperity of businesses, residents, and the communities of Sheboygan County. We are a county-wide organization. In 2020, end of 2020, we did a strategic planning session. That was the end of our 10th year of operations. And we really identified 5 goals. First is population growth. Don't have to tell this group again the issues we have trying to find labor, particularly in the manufacturing and tourism sectors. Second is talent development, recruitment and retention, enhanced diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging initiatives. Certainly the development of single-family homes, we're going to touch on that in a little bit. And then innovation and small business formation. And in other words, helping our entrepreneurs and small businesses grow and thrive. Ryan's going to spend a few minutes talking a little bit about how we help and some of the things we've been doing, and we'll touch on the Forward Fund as we wrap up.
Thank you, Don. And again, thank you, City Council, for the opportunity to talk tonight. As far as how we help, very definitely talent recruitment. If you haven't seen the news, someplacebetter.org, I just want to say that is really moving forward as far as national marketing campaigns. You will start seeing in 2023 where we'll start doing national marketing campaigns in conjunction with the housing initiatives that we're undertaking. Small business, so we operate the Small Business Development Center. So we handle over 200 clients from throughout the county on an annual basis, ranging on investments from $6 million to $10 million, depending on the year. The interesting thing about Sheboygan County is when you do small businesses in most parts of the state, you will see small projects that are 50,000 or things of that nature. We have our fair share of that, but we also have those that are incremental to rapidly growing companies that start out as small businesses. So when we start investments, we very definitely are seeing that at a higher level than anywhere else in the state for the size of county that we have. We definitely help with site selection, commercial and industrial. We've partnered on several of the site visits, some of them virtual, where we learned more about how to promote the Sheboygan area. Entrepreneurship and innovation, we just created something called the Innovation Council. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Workforce development and training grants. This year, the SCDC will have written 4 grants for Fast Forward grants. The governor will be announcing 2 new Fast Forward grants, or 3 new Fast Forward grants. 2 of those will be going to companies within the city limits of Sheboygan. So that's hopefully in the next couple weeks, the governor will be announcing those. We continue to do business retention visits. That has not been as fast as we've typically have done just because of COVID and access to the businesses. I think the last thing I will really cover in detail is trying to remove barriers to growth. So analyzing what we have, the policies that we have in place, and how we can work with municipalities to remove barriers that impede growth and development and investment. Next slide. Our business engagement model, these are all new since 2020 as part of our strategic direction. So we have really voice of the customer, human resource directors from 20 to 30 different companies are able to actually give us real-time comments about our marketing campaigns, how we pivot to make sure that we're meeting their needs. Skill development, in-house corporate trainers. We are actually working with in-house corporate trainers to come up with how do we cross-train individuals, but also when we look at DIB type training, how do we get that into the plant floor, because that's going to be where we have an impact in the community. And then our banking, affordable housing development, and innovation council. The innovation council just formed in the last 6 months, and that's really a partnership between us and Lakeland University. And when you look at what they're going to do, we had originally started out with an innovation district in partnership with the city. We really converted that into more of an ecosystem and actually providing services to launch more companies. So next slide. With that, we have Accelerate Sheboygan County. This is really from idea to marketplace. And so we provide 5 $1,000 technical assistance grants. So we're never going to, we'll be doing a national marketing campaign in 2023. Now that we have built out the website, we will be adding additional information, community profiles, but we feel that we have the brand now and the messaging in place to really go out and deal with population growth and talent recruitment. Don?
Along with Someplace Better is just one part of our solution. We heard from a lot of our local employers that one of the issues they were having was finding affordable single-family housing for people that wanted to move to the area. A lot of apartments have been built, and that's great. A lot of us were part of that, but there's been a large hole in entry-level single-family housing. And the SCDC decided to take action last year. on your screen, you can see 4 of our pillar companies here in Sheboygan each donated $2 million. Masters Gallery, Kohler, Sargento, and Johnsonville each donated $2 million to the SCDC Forward Fund, and the county is committing $2 million of ARPA dollars to the Forward Fund as well. The purpose of the Forward Fund, again, is to build entry-level housing inside of the city, or inside of Sheboygan County. We have our first project underway in Sheboygan Falls, but that's certainly not going to be our last. We are continuing to look for new opportunities to partner with municipalities, including the city of Sheboygan, and new and creative ways to come up with dollars to make, to get as many of these houses into the marketplace as possible. This came partially, is fairly well aligned with the city housing study that was done that talked about having a fund of this type to be able to use for affordable entry-level houses. Next slide, please. So our strategy is to construct about 600 to 1,000 single-family houses over the next 5 years. Those that know me know that that's on the outside. We'd like to have these done well before 5 years, but that is the goal, is to have them done in over the next 5 years. The goal is to fill an existing market gap, and that's that entry-level housing under $250,000. Very difficult to find a house right now under $250,000. So we want to try to fill that gap. And then again, to try to build that capacity. And the ultimate goal here is to hope that other developers will see that there's potential in the marketplace to build these types of houses and do it profitably and move into the marketplace so that us and communities, municipalities don't have to figure out how to do it on their own. The other goal is obviously to attract workers. To get workers to move here where they can buy a house that they can afford on salaries that or wages that are paid, by our manufacturing partners. So we want to make sure that there's housing stock in the marketplace, but also, again, the goal is to attract workers to the marketplace. Next slide, please. So as we look forward, what is the SCDC up to? First, again, continuing our efforts to increase single-family entry-level housing in Sheboygan County. Next is to continue with new business development. That's been our main mission since our founding in 2010, 2011, and it continues to be. We accomplished that with developer summits, ongoing discussions with developers and site selectors. Next, new revolving loan fund in Sheboygan County, or excuse me, in the city of Sheboygan. Last year we launched the revolving loan fund with the county. Expansion of Someplace Better. Brian touched on that. That is our marketing campaign to try to promote the county, but also to try to bring workers to the area and help them understand that Sheboygan County is someplace better to live, but also accompanying that with additional push marketing efforts. Instead of waiting for folks to get to us, we're going to try to push out to them, particularly outside the state of Wisconsin. And then finally, as Brian mentioned, engagement and growth of entrepreneurs in our startup communities. For a long time, that was kind of a forgotten group of folks, but they're critical to the ecosystem from an economic development standpoint. So to the extent we can help them grow and expand and start their businesses here in Sheboygan County, the idea is that they'll stay here in Sheboygan County. So as we wrap up, I just again want to say thank you, Mayor, for the time. To the council for your ongoing commitment to the SCDC. Not often, or oftentimes you don't necessarily get to see the direct results, but believe me, they're there throughout the county. And the concept of the whole rising tides lifts all boats, it will continue to be that way. So I would certainly entertain any questions if the mayor is okay with that, but otherwise we thank you for your time.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Don and Brian, for giving us the lowdown. Any questions from Alders? Alder Decker.
I have a quick question about the funding. We fund you with $100,000. County funds you with $100,000. Does the city of Sheboygan Falls, Plymouth, Howard's Grove, what's their commitment to this?
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but Brian would have that.
So we have Town of Sheboygan at $15,000, Random Lake is at $7,000 as of this year, and then we have Sheboygan Falls and Plymouth. Plymouth this year was at 10, and then Sheboygan Falls is at 5. As we are providing more services, like Random Lake, when I first moved here 2 years ago, they were at $1,000. As we do more work and work with different communities, we get more investment from them.
Okay.
Additional questions? Alder Rust.
So the city invests $100,000. Can you tell me what the city received for that $100,000? I know this is a countywide thing, and then right in this moment, I don't care about the county, I care about the city. So what did I get? What did our taxpayers get for $100,000 this last year?
Yeah, and Brian kind of alluded to it. Unfortunately, we can't outkick the governor's coverage on this one, but there's two pretty significant training grants that are going to become written by the SCADC. We've had several site visits with potential companies looking to move here, specifically in the city, that will definitely, if they come to pass, will raise the tax base of the city. We're working on $1 million grant right now for single-family houses in the city of Sheboygan. Again, not public yet. So there's a lot of things at that 100,000. And again, if we go way back to the beginning of this estimate, the city has donated or invested about $1 million in the SCDC. That's come back to the city multiple fold in new tax and ongoing tax, ongoing tax revenue. So.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you want to add to that?
And the only thing I would just say, at any time the city council would want us to participate on any committees or have direct meetings with you, we are available, whether it's me or if you think there's somebody else within our board that is more appropriate, we're happy to participate on this. We are a true partner, and I know I'm new to the community and haven't been out and about, but we very definitely are committed to growing this community and working with you.
Thank you both.
All right, thank you.
I actually had a question. I raised my hand.
Oh, sorry, Alder Prella, we did not see you there. So, Alder Prella.
No problem. Can I still? Yes.
Yep, you're good.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be very brief. First of all, I want to thank the SCDC because they do a great job, and I applaud that job. And I also applaud the couple of programs that are great, like the Accelerate Sheboygan County and the Forward Fund. But I have a question about those. So we talked about the huge donations from the 4 private companies and the very first project that you are going to work on in Sheboygan Falls. Is there that project, which I believe it is, I'm not sure if that is just the first of the projects that are part of the strategy for the next 5 years, and you already have in the pipeline projects of that sort, and if there is anything for Sheboygan City, or if that development is going to exhaust the donations you talked about, and if there is going to be a different effort to recollect money for future projects. In other words, how do you plan to fund the next years, and how much this first project is going to use up those funds?
Thanks for the question, and I just will let Don follow up, but the Forward Fund is not going to be your traditional spend down account that when you have developers coming in, they're asking, we need TIF, we need ARPA to make our budgets work. We are a nonprofit, and we're doing, everything we're doing with the Forward Fund is without a profit margin built into it on our end. Secondly, we are more focused in on making this a sustainable fund as much as possible. So this first project, because of where we located it, actually will cost the SCDC and the Forward Fund, I don't want to estimate, but I want to say under $1 million for 104 housing units. When you heard a presentation by Brandon, I forget his last name, like a couple of weeks ago, I would say we're very aligned with the size of lots of traditional neighborhoods, and that's why the homes are entry level and are matching the cost price point that people can afford. And I will just say, earlier today, just as far as pipeline, we actually met with the mayor and Chad about opportunities of where we could find sites within the city limits for the Forward Fund. Okay? So our goal is this 600 to 1,000 housing units. We don't plan on going out for additional funding. We plan on being able to do it with that initial investment.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is, obviously, we're going to look for opportunities. In the Falls project, there's some TIF incentive there that we're able to take advantage of to help recoup the investment that we have from the Forward Fund. And the idea, again, is to continue to replenish that through creative ways, and then also continue to look for other opportunities to raise funds. This has gotten national attention. This is one of the first of its kind in the country. And so as we come up with new opportunities, we're going to bring them to the respective municipalities. And again, our commitment to, and I know it was the mayor's campaign pledge on affordable housing, we're going to try to help as much as we can in continuing to bring entry-level housing into the marketplace. So to answer your question, no, it's not our plan to spend it all down in this project. We have others on the docket that we're already, starting to explore. So thank you for the question. Any other questions?
Thank you so much. Yes, actually, you answered perfectly. And I just want to reiterate that it is a goal of the whole Common Council to support affordable housing. I'm sure I can talk on behalf of the entire group. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Alder Prella. All right. Don, Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Next, we'll do mayor announcements. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. It is getting towards the end of the year, so that means we have a few end of the year retirements queued up. We have an individual here today, Captain Steve Cobb, began his employment with the City of Sheboygan Police Department on March 15, 1993, and has served 3 years in the United States Marine Corps and has been working as a police officer after following that with the Lake Delton Police Department. He also graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and from the Police Academy at Western Wisconsin Technical College. As a police officer, Steve Cobb served as the bike patrol officer, field training officer, team leader on emergency response team. Steve was promoted to sergeant on August 2nd, 2001, and lieutenant on January 5th, 2004, and captain on January 5th, 2008. During his time as both a sergeant and lieutenant, Steve served on the emergency response team supervisor, and he was responsible for the direct leadership and training for the entire team. Steve was assigned as the patrol captain on September 21st, 2009, and served as the department after a reorganization. As patrol captain, Steve developed and implemented the department's neighborhood policing plan, implemented the use of crime mapping and evidence-based policing. During his time, Steve served and led the incorporation of the data-driven approach to crime and traffic safety principles to our deployments. As well as a result, he successfully presented nationally on this topic at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Steve was also one of the first members of the Sheboygan Police Department to attend and graduate from the prestigious Administrative Officers course at the University of Louisville Southern Police Institute. Steve was also recognized as a Dean Scholar for earning a letter grade in each of his graduate classes. He built a special relationship with the program and faculty and has led to other members of the police department having the opportunity to attend. As the captain of administration, Steve has led every major program and innovation in the department over the last few years. This includes the acquisition and implementing of a new records management system, the acquisition and implementation of body cameras, and implementation of the police training officers program, and implementation of the integrating communications, assessment, and tactics into the use of force training, as well as many, many outreach programs. Additionally, Captain Cobb has been a very active member of the community, serving as a lunch buddy and a big brother. leading the Brought with a Cop program and community barbecues. He served as a cook for Safe Harbor's fundraiser Men Who Cook, and was also at one time a proud winner of the City Hall Salsa and Chili contests. Steve, it's been a pleasure working with you with my years at the city of Sheboygan, and you surely will be missed, not only with the police department in the city, but the greater Sheboygan community. So on behalf of myself and the Common Council, thank you for your service to the police department. You truly will be missed. So thank you so much, Steve. So come on up. We, of course, have a certificate for you recognizing your years of service for the city of Sheboygan. So, Carrie, could you take a picture? Shuffling for Chris here.
I haven't slowed down to think about it yet. No, I would just say thank you. It just seems like yesterday I came to Sheboygan with a paper road map on a 5-year plan to, police down south. And yeah, I fell in love with the city. I love the city. Oh, sorry. Fell in love with the city, love the city, met my wife here, raised my daughter here. And we'll stay here for a few more years, not much longer, it's a couple more. But yes, I would just say thank you for all the support and leadership that I've been given. I was wondering if anybody kept notes on some of those things that we were doing over the last 10, 15 years, but it's wonderful to be appreciated, and I truly appreciate what the city of Sheboygan has given me. So, thanks.
All right, a few other announcements. While we're on the topic of the police department, Sheboygan continues to be one of the safest communities in the state of Wisconsin. This past November, the police department reported 0 burglaries for the first time in many years. So this is a great achievement as our police department continues to improve and make our community a safer place for everybody here. By no means is this an easy task. Just want to give a shout out to the police department's leadership, because it truly does take a village to have a strong, vibrant, and safe community. So this is definitely a benchmark that needs to be recognized as well too. So last week, I had the great opportunity of working with the Boys and Girls Club as being a judge for the Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year program, along with Plan Commission member Jerry Jones. This was a wonderful opportunity to see the great work that a lot of our youth are doing right here in the community. And these are 7th, 8th graders to some 10th graders as well, who are doing some astounding things, and who are very impressive to see all the great nominees for Youth of the Year, to see what they've achieved at such a young age. So I just want to give a shout out to the Boys and Girls Club for the great work that they're doing, and including the city and some of their programming as well. Coming up, I don't know if folks have been checking the weather reports, but it is Wisconsin and it is winter, so we are putting our galoshes on and getting ready and treating the roads and making sure the plows are ready to go. So we're monitoring the current weather situation for this week for a potential snowstorm on Thursday. So please stay tuned for local radio sources, just in case if a snow emergency is called. We have a great team at the Department of Public Works, and the snow plows are gassed up and ready to go to make sure that they are prepared to clean up the streets once the storm maybe hits. You know how this Wisconsin thing goes. It can be an inch or 5 feet, so we're ready to roll. Coming up, we'll be having some announcements in the next few days. There will be a documentary about the Sheboygan Municipal Auditorium and Armory that will premiere on Thursday, January 26th at the Wiles Center. This is a great documentary that Scott and the WSCS team has put together, documenting the history of the Armory. So we got a sneak preview of it today at the staff meeting, so hopefully that you'll be able to attend this awesome program highlighting great asset that we had once in our community here. So that is all I have for the day. I hope everyone has a very happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas. Stay warm, enjoy, and have fun with friends and family. So thank you, everybody. Okay, Next, we got the consent agenda, items 9 through 18. Alder Felde, is there a motion to approve?
Thanks, Mayor. I move to receive and file all ROs, all RCs, and adopt all resolutions and ordinances.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Any discussion on any items on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Please refer to your Muni code.
Eight ayes.
All right, the consent agenda is approved. Next is report of officers. Item number 20, resolution number 112-2223 by alderpersons Felding, Flicky, Pineski, authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute a conflict waiver letter prepared by Quarles and Brady LLC regarding representation of the city of Sheboygan and Advocate Aurora Health. Alder Felde,
I ask to suspend the rules.
is there any objection? Seeing none, please proceed.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Please refer to your Muni code.
Eight ayes.
Right, that is approved. Item 21, resolution number 115-2223 by alderpersons Felding, Flicky, Pineski, authorizing the city attorney to execute a license agreement with LawView Limited for document in project management software and authorizing an adjustment to the 2023 budget to fund the purchase. Alder Felde,
I ask to suspend the rules.
any objection? Seeing none, please proceed with the motion.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Please refer to your Muni code.
Eight ayes.
All right, that item is approved. Item number 22, resolution number 14-2223 by alderpersons Felding, Flicky, Pineski, authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute an agreement with Humana Wellness for application for wellness services. Alder Felde,
I ask to suspend the rules.
any objection? Please proceed with the motion.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion in second. Any discussion?
Quick question.
Alder Decker.
Yes. So is this in place of the Intera Health Clinic then or something, or is this?
Finance Director.
This is not in, it's actually an additional benefit that the city has been giving to employees. They can go through an app called Go365 and earn various points for different activities, and they can actually earn either HSA contributions, gift cards, Fitbits, things like that, to do wellness activities.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
All right, that is approved. Item 23, resolution number 113-2223 by alderpersons Felde and Flicky, Pineski, authorizing the purchase of additional NeoGov services for the Human Resources Department and approving the NeoGov services agreement. Alder Felde,
I ask to suspend the rules.
any objection? Please proceed.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion second. Any discussion? Alder Heidemann.
Thank you, Mayor. On these items that are all being approved because we're suspending the rules, does that have anything to do with the fact that we don't have an HR director? Or were some of these things just not met with over the last couple of months that we have to wait till the end of the year to suspend the rules and they never got a chance to go to committee?
City Attorney? Each of the items is different, so for example, the LawView was just a way of getting a price now before the end of the year.
Some of the other things are, the waiver, the conflict waiver was something that Quarles and Brady requested be done quickly so that they could work with Advocate Aurora Health on something we'd already approved. So each item is different in different ways. I wouldn't necessarily say that these are because of the lack of an HR director.
Okay, thank you.
Other discussion? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Please refer to your Muni code.
Eight ayes.
All right, that's approved. Items 24 and 25 will be referred to the Finance and Personnel Committee. Next, we have reports of committee. Number 26, RC number 139-2223 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 95-2223 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing the appropriate city officials to remove certain uncollected delinquent personal property taxes and uncollected amounts received by the city of Sheboygan's general ledger. Alder Ackley.
I recommend to adopt the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. There's a lot of these.
Alder Ackley?
You didn't get mine?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope.
He said yes. Aye. I don't know why I didn't do that. Did you get it now?
Eight ayes.
All right, that item is approved. Next is item 27, RC number 144-2223 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution 101-2223 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing the transfer of funds to repay advances made to Tax Incremental District 10 Fund from the general fund. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
It's been a motion and second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
All right, that item is approved. Next is item 28, RC number 145-2223 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 102-2223 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing the transfer of funds to repay advances made to the Environmental Tax Increment District 1 Fund from the Capital Projects Fund. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Muni code roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
Right, that item is approved. Next is item 29, RC number 146-2223 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution 103-2223 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing an adjustment to the 2022 budget fund unanticipated vehicle fuel costs. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
It's been a motion and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
All right, that is approved. Next, item 30, RC number 148-2223 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 105-2223 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing the issuance of a refund for excess property taxes payable to Sheboygan Paper Box related to 2020 and 2021 real estate taxes for parcel number 592813184001. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none? Here's a roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
Right, that's approved. 31, RC number 149-22-23 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 106-22-23 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, authorizing an adjustment to the 2022 budget to fund unanticipated plumbing repairs at the municipal service building. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
There's been a motion second. Any discussion? All right, it's a roll call vote again.
Eight ayes.
All right, that is approved. 32, RC number 150-22-23 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 107-22-23 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, adopting updated wage classification for the 2022 City of Sheboygan compensation program for non-represented employees to reflect the recommended changes determined through the appeals process. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Alder Rust.
So is this done? Is the appeals process done, or is it still ongoing to just finish? It is done? Okay, all right, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call vote as well.
Eight ayes.
All right, that is approved. Item 33, RC number 151-22-23 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 108-22-23 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Flicky-Pineski, pursuant to sections 8231 and 8254 Sheboygan Municipal Code, adopting changes to the classification plan effective January 1st, 2023. Alder Ackley.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Questions? Seeing none, roll call vote. Obviously, the last few items have been keeping the finance department very busy, so just a shout out and kudos to our finance director for getting some things done at the end of the year.
Eight ayes.
All right, that item is approved. All right. Next item, 34, general ordinances. General ordinance number 1522-23 by Alderpersons Feldy and Flicky-Pineski, amending section 2-112B of the municipal code to change the date of the 19th regular common council meeting in January 2023 from the first Tuesday to the first Wednesday of the month. Alder Feldy.
I ask to suspend the rules.
All right, any objection? Please proceed.
I move to adopt the ordinance.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Alder Heidemann.
I'd just like to know the reasoning why we're changing it to the Wednesday rather than Tuesday.
Yep, and that is stated in the ordinance. It's to better accommodate staff returning from the holiday season. Gotcha. Thank you. All right, seeing no more, roll call vote.
Eight ayes.
All right, that's approved. All right, we have a Packer game tonight. Alder Feldy.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning, please state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? We are adjourned at 6:44. Thanks, everybody.